Hey everyone, it's Cheryl from Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds. We just finished our first week of in-person teaching after doing virtual teaching. Well, it's been since actually last spring when we had to close our doors in the second week of March. And now, almost a full year later, we have gotten permission to come back into the classroom, and it has been an amazing week. This is something that we've been waiting for a long time, and it was so exciting to see the children in person and have them actually come into the classroom. In my previous video, I shared the classroom layout of how we were going to have everything set up for our first day. So if you have not seen that video, I highly suggest you go and find it because it'll give you a better idea of how I had the classroom set up for our very first day. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I really like to keep things simple for back to school, and that includes a back to school in March. So I remembered to do everything that I do when we start in September. I kept it super simple. I didn't have as many activities out as I normally would. I made sure to have plenty of time for transitions because we're showing them how to do everything. And usually I have to do some tweaking, but this week, pretty much what we had out really worked for everybody. We have a group A and group B, and again, I'd go into more detail in my previous video, so I highly suggest you watch it so you can understand how we split the classroom up so that we have a smaller group coming each day rather than our full class. That will happen hopefully in a few weeks. So we have the classroom set up so that the children had the dramatic play area, and they loved playing with the different colors of pretend food. We have different vegetables and fruits, and it kind of goes with our rainbow theme, which is this week. And then at the art table, we have these simple cardboard rainbows, and I gave them different felt pieces that they could stick on, and they were the different colors of the rainbow. I had intended to actually put the glue on myself, but we had some tears when the children first arrived, and since art is one of our center's activities, and that's the very first thing we do when the children arrive, I remembered last year how the children actually liked squeezing their own glue. And you might think, who would give a bottle of glue to a 2-year-old? But their hand strength isn't as strong as an older child, and so it really does take a while for the glue to come out. I found it to be very calming. All tears went away as the children squeezed their own glue on and then pressed their pieces on. So it was just something fun for them to do. We also explored colors of the rainbow at the light table with our color blocks. We explored colors of the rainbow in our science and exploration area with color paddles and color viewers. We had rainbow blocks in our sensory bin because right now we can't have rice or sand or water. At our block area, we have our cars, and we have some more rainbow blocks and a little roadway. And then in our reading area, we had some rainbow books as well as some other favorite books as well. And then for circle time, we had a couple of rainbow songs, and we also shook some rainbow streamers as the children danced around to the songs. It was a very short morning because right now we're only going 2 hours as opposed to our usual 3 hours. And so they did a really good job of learning our routine, every little thing like how to wash hands, how to dry your hands, how to throw your trash in the garbage can. All those little things take so long. But it's important to have that time because you want to be able to show them every step. So next week, our class is going to be set up the same way because repetition is super important, especially at the beginning, except we will be changing out our books. Pop-Up Peekaboo Unicorn, and I chose this book because we have one little girl that just has loved unicorns throughout our virtual teaching, so she's going to really love this book, and the Itsy Bitsy Leprechaun. So we're going to be adding a little bit more St. Patrick's Day to our rainbow activities, but again, I'm keeping everything else the same so that when the children arrive next week, they'll see the same toys, pretty much the same activities. Our art activity will be different. We will be actually driving cars through different colors of paint to make rainbows. And so I will share more with you next week on how that went. Make sure to check all the links in this video's description because I share our playlist from our music, I share the books we're reading, the printables we're using, and all of that. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.